Captain's Log, Stardate 57171.3. The expedition is heading back to Deep Space 17 for resupply and new orders, since we just completed our survey of the designated star systems in the Alvi sector. AEP-29 is the candidate that the brass has selected for the site for the Inerthians. That world should make for a promising new ground for them. I just hope the evacuation efforts are as fruitful. As for our recall to DS9, I can only surmise that it has something to do with the Monitor's last transmission. Since most of Starfleet's assets in the air are aiding worlds around the Expanse, and that there is some proof that the Ebon Expanse is not a natural phenomenon. In any case, I'm sure we'll rise to the challenge for whatever may come our way, or what Starfleet has us to do. End log.
All right, so I'll start you on the bridge. Copy that, Expedition. You are cleared to dock on docking pad A36.
Understood. Cleared to land. Or dock, rather.
Lieutenant, take us in.
Hi, Captain. And I will try to dock the ship.
Yep, we'll just do a daring or control con difficulty 1. Nice little thing to give you some momentum, I guess.
I mean, momentum night. We like to give you threat though, so.
Helm operations count as a focus?
Yes.
Perfect.
I mean, you guys can give me all the threat you want.
Yeah, I'll start off the threat parade. Take a threat. There we go. And with bold con, I will re-roll that non-success. There we go.
And then, of course, engines con. All right, gain 3. And yes, you are able to expertly navigate into the docking bay of the station. You know, you have to actually fly into the station and whatnot. But you're able to find, locate, and dock with whatever the heck I said, A29, A32, whatever the hell I said. And yeah, you have your board is reading that you have a secure dock.
Docking complete, Captain.
Understood. Switch all power to for station keeping. And inform the crew we are on skeleton crew operation only for the time being. Enjoy your stay, everyone.
All right, so yeah, so you have some time probably to enjoy some free time aboard Deep Space 17, or Deep Space Nine as it is now called. And then I'll open up for any free roleplay you would like to have on the bridge about the missions, personal questions, whatever.
Widener, would you like to join me for a drink?
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear what you said.
She's asking if you would like to come and have a drink with her.
Oh, sure, I'll join you.
Cool.
All right, so DeHaas and Wagner are heading toward one of the many lounges. What is everyone else doing?
Bedden will lean over and say, Lieutenant Commander Krim, I don't know, do you want to get some fresh air at the Arboretum or grab a quick bite to eat?
Doesn't really matter to me either way. Be good to get away from all of these running repairs that we've had to do.
All right, let's head up there and see where it takes us.
All right, so that's Krim and Bedden. Captain, what would you be doing?
Going to her quarters.
Already. So many people in Theater of the Mind. All right, so the four of you set off, in your two groups heading onto 17. And as you're walking around the station, you notice that there seems to be a higher than normal degree of Klingon warriors aboard the ship. Aboard the station.
I will take immense interest in what's going on. Also, check out the Klingons.
Any idea why they're here?
No, perhaps I should inquire. Although I don't want to step on anybody's toes. But, be interesting to know what's going on. I didn't expect to see any of my kin out in this part of space.
Yeah, normally, it's a space station, so I wouldn't be shocked to see Klingons, but I'm not used to seeing as many.
But it is a deep space station way out in the middle of nowhere. Well,
maybe some
nowhere as far
as expand?
Well, that's interesting if they're doing something with the expanse. I wonder if they're coming to help. or if they're doing their own thing. Like so often happens with Klingons.
All right, and then the two of you finally make it to your favorite lounge on the station, and this lounge is just packed with individuals. And you notice that there are a group of 5 Klingons being loud and obnoxious at the end of the station. Barkeep, more blood wine. And then I took my bare hands and I ripped the shoulder blades off of this Cardassian. And I drove my dagger straight into his heart. It was glorious. And then the Klingons start tapping their glasses on the bar.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like Klingons.
To relive those glory days of knowing who your enemy is, the Dominion War, new enemies to kill. So the Klingons are basically regaling each other with their stories of epic and glorious battle.
Where would you like to sit, Ranger? It's a little crowded. At the bar, anyway.
I prefer view anyway. That table looks free.
Alright. So head over there.
And yeah, I'll head over as well.
I'll try ordering some blood wine to see if there's any left.
Yeah, and the server comes by and says, yeah, they just got a whole bunch in, kind of nodding to the Klingons.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a Belgian white.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
A Belgian white beer, please.
Coming right up. And the server goes and fetches those for you.
It tells 2 missions down. Both very honorable ones.
Yep, they went well. I'm surprised that, well, Captain Prex, I didn't hear that she had the reputation for being quite so willing to push the limits of her ships, but it certainly makes serving as the home officer pretty fun.
She is definitely a bold captain. For certain.
How are things going in your division?
Oh, good. I am getting used to being on a starship that's actually a Federation one and not a Klingon ship or a merchant vessel. So it's been very exciting. It has made my Klingon blood pump very, very much. Especially that last encounter with that other species. I was afraid there was going to be a fight.
Yeah, I was also surprised that they managed to talk their way out of that one. That group seemed to be hoping for a fight.
Yes, they're going to certainly have some growing up to do in time if they're going to act that way to every species they encounter.
If they are, I sincerely hope for their sake they don't encounter a society that will respond to those provocations the way they hope, the way that the Soki are probably hoping.
Yeah, the Sohwai, yeah. If
Yeah. Why?
they act aggressively like that towards most races, there are certainly many that would respond in kind and not try to be diplomatic.
Yeah.
Considering the history of the Federation itself, there's been plenty of conflict on both sides. So, hopefully they don't start something that they'll regret. But, perhaps they'll learn to be a little more diplomatic. We can hope, anyway. I'm sure we'll see him again.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. So, you want to take a bet until on how long it is before they start a bar fight? I say, nodding toward the Klingon group.
Oh. I don't think it'll be very long if they.
And what do we have here?
If they drink enough bloodwine.
And one of them walks over to you. And what do we have here? A daughter of the Empire serving the Soft Federation. Easy, Giral. Captain said to be on the best behavior.
I have served the Empire as well. My father is a honored captain in the Imperial Fleet.
You know, I didn't think it would be now.
What kind of treachery is this?
You mean treachery? We're friends. I'm merely an exchange. Serving aboard a Federation starship with honor.
Don't spend too much time with these Federation types, as he points directly at you, Agner. They'll make you soft.
I don't know, she's pretty good pilot. I kinda like her. She has Klingon guts, or Loy.
You pilot, I'm pilot. What glorious battles have you flown in?
There's been a few, but we try to avoid battles. The Federation isn't as warlike as your people.
Come on, Giral. Let's go get you something to eat. Leave these two Federation types alone. Ugh. Fine. And these two leave, and then a third one comes up. Sorry if my compatriots interrupted your evening.
It's alright. I haven't seen many of my brothers or sisters of the Empire in some time. I'm a long way from home. Out in this side of the galaxy. You mind if I ask you what has brought you here?
We are asking ourselves that same question. The ambassador to this station requested us personally. Our captain is in a meeting with him now.
Oh, so you came as an escort?
The ambassador has already been on this station.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if that builds something concerning the alien race we ran into.
Glorious battle.
No, but they did try to start a battle. But, Captain did some diplomacy instead, which is the Federation way of doing things.
Sometimes it is better to just let the blood boil.
It has its place, certainly.
Where are my manners? I am Rodek, first officer of the Yetem.
I am Lieutenant Amin Tejas on the USS Expedition, Chief of Science.
Pleased to meet you, Rodek. I'm Lieutenant Alex Wagner, also of the Expedition. I'm the Helm Officer.
It is my pleasure. I will leave you to your evening. Let me know personally if any of my crew give you trouble.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And he'll go back and join his friend. Meanwhile, as Krim and I'll just use this corridor for funsies. As Krim and Bedin are walking to go to their restaurant, Bedin, this Klingon just hard charges you right in the shoulder, almost knocking you down.
Bedin will turn and just be like, "Whoa, what was that?"
You're in my way!
Does he look drunk?
Very.
Bedin will kind of like waft the air with his hand in front of his nose and be like, "Oh, you might need to sleep this off, my friends."
Grr, you dare insult my honor! And he kind of takes a few steps toward your face, almost getting right in it.
He'll turn to Sorella, I guess the Klingon next to him. Is he your charge?
He wishes.
He'll turn back to the Klingon.
Then he'll kind of take his hand and tap you in the chest. What are you going to do about it? As he's kind of just tapping you right in the chest, in the middle of it.
You do realize
And
where
hard
you
too,
are.
like not soft, hard.
Sure. Yeah, Beden will steel himself. Try to not give way too much. You do realize where you are, don't you?
20 Klingon warriors can best. One Klingon warrior can best 20 of you soft Federation types.
Hand to hand. But I'm pretty sure there's other things on the station too. I'm pretty sure there's a brig here too. So if you don't want to encounter either one of those things, you'll kind of turn to walk away.
More
Sleep.
threats! And as you go to walk, he'll kind of push you right in the shoulder.
I'm going to interject and like get in between them and be like, it wasn't a threat. It was more a warning.
Do you let this Patak speak for your honor? Federation?
I don't know what a Patak is,
Oh.
but
I give me a second.
Beden. All right, Ben will do this. Computer, are there any holodecks available?
Affirmative.
We'll turn to this Klingon whose name he doesn't know. All right, let's settle this. But we're going to do it in a place where it can be organized and it'll be easier to clean up the blood. You game?
And he gives this big, toothy smile. Lead on. Giral, the captain will have your head for this. The
Ben
captain
will
will understand.
Ben will turn to Pearson and just say, if I don't make it out of this alive, then you let the captain know what happens.
It's Krim, but okay.
Oh, sorry, Krim.
I can make it work.
Well, guess we're gonna lead the way. Ben will turn around and head back towards nearest holodeck.
All right. So while that's happening, Captain, you said you're taking the kid to
Industrial enclosure.
Yeah.
The playgrounds, the park in there.
Yes. Trying to find the kid. There it is. Probably bringing dog in tow too.
Yeah.
All right. You reach one of the many parks aboard the station. Sure, why not? You can meet my character there. Captain, what a pleasant surprise to see you again.
Lieutenant Commander Vogel. I figured you were too busy. So what do
Always too busy.
So what do I owe the pleasure?
This is me trying to clear my head.
that bad?
Between the fleet just setting course for a Nerth, Ferengi ships trying to dock, this Klingon ship now, the commander being on leave. I've had to pull 4 double shifts in a row just in ops trying to keep this place running. It's the first free time I've had in a week.
If you try delegating the duties.
As much as I can. I've leaned on Garibaldi a little bit, but
Well, maybe you should lean harder. Give yourself a break.
he is the second officer. Maybe I should treat him as such. It's right, he dealt with the Gungnir crew.
So the Gunnier's being put in charge of the evacuation?
From what I understand, yes, they're to help facilitate it. With their extended shuttle bays, their extra shuttle complement should come in handy. Planet needs all the help it can get, trying to get as many people off of it.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in those endeavors.
Thank you, Captain. And she'll start to walk away. Oh, that reminds me. And she starts pulling through a pad. The Admiral would like to see you 0900 tomorrow, Captain.
Thank you, Commander.
Enjoy your stay. And Vogel will walk on. Right, that's what I was trying to find, like some fighting arena. No. Not important. We'll theater of the mind it. All right. So we'll head to Krim and Bedin. Heading to the holodeck. Is that him? The name plates didn't save. So yeah, Bedin, you and Krim enter the holodeck with the 2 Klingons in tow. All right, Goral, make this quick.
Let's turn to the Klingon. ground rules?
Whatever you like, Federation. There's no chance you can defeat me.
Well, for the sake of my career, I would say no death, no disfigurement. Try to keep it above board. Turn to Krim. Not sure this was a good idea.
Well, I tried to get you out of it easily.
And he'll turn to the Klingon. Do you have a preference for the arena?
Oh, what is going on with roll 20 now? No, it's not opening the sheet. Stupid technology. Computer, the Tog daggers. And one of the Klingon daggers will materialize in your hand. All right, if you would open the sheet, that would be great.
Ben will look down on it. He'll just say, computer, confirm that safeties are on.
Affirmative.
Into the Klingon.
What, are you afraid I'm gonna kill you in your sleep?
No, quite honestly, at this point, I'm afraid you'll die of alcohol poisoning before I even get to you. And we'll start to circle.
And the Klingon will start to circle too. And this one just looks very disinterested in this whole thing. And he'll start growling. "Grrr," and then he'll lunge at you with his dagger. Daring security opposed. I will spend threat.
Survival for a focus?
No. Because you confirm the safeties are on.
Yeah. Right.
Since he has talents, I'll reroll the comp.
Cool. Yeah, sorry, just reading over my talents really quickly. Cool. Yeah, take a threat.
All right, we are tied. I'll give you the option to succeed with complication.
Do ties go to the aggressor in this case?
Not particularly. Because there could be a plethora of things that happen at ties.
Gotcha. Yeah, I would like to avoid being hit first, so I'll take it.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. It's basically the same as your unarmed strike. It's just a challenge dice 1 plus your security. But it does have the deadly and vicious 1.
Gotcha. Okay, so do I roll unarmed strike for this, or?
Yeah, just unarmed strike and add vicious to it, basically. Right now you're doing 0.
Great. Yeah, I'll use the momentum to reroll those 4.
Yep. All right, right now you're doing 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else I can do. Is there?
I mean, you could always do momentum spends, cut the resist. So he does. The reason why you're only doing 3 is he does have resistance.
Gotcha.
So you could use the spends in such a way to either add more damage, cut resistance, yada yada.
Gotcha. Yeah, momentum to for piercing. And then yeah, I'll spend to retain the initiative.
All right.
With my
So first,
well, actually, wait, he went first, right? So
yeah, but first we got to deal with the damage. I'm gonna spend to keep him up, and then we got to deal with your complication.
Mhm.
All right, so he lunges at you, and you use your dagger to knock away his knife. Come back with a slash right across, right at his chest. He raises his hand to block it. He cuts himself pretty bad, and as he does, both of your daggers get caught, and they both land on the ground, leaving you both unarmed.
How far away is the nearest dagger from me?
It actually flew a good 6 feet behind you. They hit with such force and bounced and rolled.
Gotcha.
That one of them's here, one of them's probably over here.
Gotcha. All right. Is it my go?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Beden's not going to have any chance in this fight without some sort of weapon, so he's going to very carefully turn around and make towards the dagger.
All right. That'll be your first minor to get there.
Mm-hmm. Then, of course, he'll pick it up.
And that'll cost you a momentum for another minor.
Well, actually, so the minor would be to get there. Could I just use my main action to pick the dagger up instead of a minor?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay. And then would quick to action still apply in this situation?
That's for somebody else.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my turn. So
All right, it goes to the Klingon. He'll see you go get the dagger, then he'll go pick his up. But he will spend for 2 extra miners, 1 to pick up, and 1 to close back in range with you for another strike. And this time he's even more pissed off. I'll spend another threat. And with a mighty roar, he just hears, "Ah!" Go ahead and roll yours.
take a threat.
And as he does that, you are able to sidestep him. And you're able to thrust your dagger right into his ribs. Go ahead and roll damage. That'll be another 5.
1 for piercing.
You don't need it.
Oh, okay.
As you do, as you stick him in the side, he goes down to a knee. Ah, ah, all right, enough.
Then we'll walk up and extend his hands in the classic, like, bro, I'm gonna help you up type thing.
And he'll just kind of push it away, proud Klingon getting up under his own power.
That's fair. Ben will turn and be like, he'll lie, and he'll say, I have to say that was among one of the hardest fights I've had in a long time. I was really worried there for a second.
You're just lucky I've had too much blood wine. Speaking of which, think I've sobered up. It's enough. Let's go. Excuse this fool, Lieutenant.
Oh, no worries at all. It was actually kind of fun.
And she'll just corral him toward the door. Let's go. Let's do the slabs with you.
And we'll call out, which lounge are you all going to?
Be heading back to whatever the hell we called that lounge. I don't remember. The one you were familiar with. After I put this imbecile to bed.
And we'll just say, noted. He'll walk up to Krim.
I'd say you were fortunate, Lieutenant.
Say so too, Lieutenant Commander. I think he's right. I'm pretty lucky he was drunk.
I think that's the only real reason we even got into this.
No, that's fair. Use some food and a drink. What do you say?
I would agree right now.
All right, well, still a little shaky from the adrenaline, so I'll follow you.
All right. I think I know just the one. And we'll head to the lounge with the bartender that I know personally.
Yep. You enter, and again, you see the three Klingons being loud, regaling the bartender with stories of their glorious victories in the Dominion War, and you see Wagner and Dahas in the back.
Kind of like wave towards Wagner and DeHaas. Just acknowledge that, yeah, we see you.
Wave back.
Wave back.
And I'll head up towards the bar.
And your bartender friend will notice you. Commander, Lieutenant?
The Shorik, how's it going?
Well, business is pretty good, and it'll kind of just, look around at how busy his place is.
Bet it's even better with all these Klingons here.
Luckily, we had a few Ferengi vessels come in bringing some cases of blood wine.
That makes sense. But for me, I'll just take, how about a plate of Hosperat and some Tarkalian tea?
Just tea tonight, huh?
Yeah, I might go for the other stuff later.
How about you, Lieutenant?
I'll take the same for food, and I don't know. Surprise me with something hard.
He just gives you a nod and a wink. Find a seat, I'll bring it to you.
I'll lean over to the Shorik, like, to whisper in his ear.
And he'll lean in.
Maybe try and give him some of that stuff that, you got from Pearson.
He'll sit straight up and he'll nod.
And I'll just nod and head on towards the table.
Bedden will follow.
I'm assuming you'll probably go to the table with your crew members.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right, yeah, and you pull up to the table a short while later. Shoshorik brings you your food, your drinks. Tops off the Haas's and Wagner's.
Thank you.
So, we've had an eventful trip here so far.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a close encounter with some Trump brothers and some rather pleasant. Their commanding officer was pleasant. told me to let him know if there was any trouble. Did you have some trouble with those drunk peons that left earlier?
I think one of them was drunk. I don't know about the other. Picked a fight with Eden over here.
Well, if you need to, the commanding officer, the first officer, is the peon at the far end of the bar.
Oh, I don't think
His
that'll
name
be
is Roger.
I think Beden gave him a good enough hit to his honor to
Oh,
not
well.
acknowledge it, but
Well, I had the advantage of him being a little slower and less
True.
coordinated because,
Mm-hmm.
as we know, he'll turn to Haas. Blood wine is no joke.
No, it's not. As I drink some more. They were getting pretty deep in it when we walked in here.
They say why they were here?
Yeah, their ship was escorting or at least meeting the ambassador that's already here. Apparently, their captain is in a meeting with the ambassador and probably, I would assume, the Starfleet admiral or whoever's in charge of the station. I'm just theorizing there on that. But they said that he's definitely with the Klingon ambassador. So there's something going on. I wonder if they have something to do with the supply. Hopefully they didn't start a fight with a Klingon missile.
so Beden, what do you think of your drink?
And we'll take a drink. What did he end up getting?
Pearson's specially made corn whiskey.
He'll take his first sip and just his face will steal up and he'll kind of It's quite strong, and he'll take another sip. Ooh.
You all right?
I'll just look to Krim. He'll look to Wagner. You want to try a taste? He'll kind of smush it over to her.
Sure. Then I'll sip it. I'll take a drink from it, rather.
He'll just look at Wagner, see if she makes a face or has a reaction.
Oh, is this the whiskey stuff?
Yes, the corn stuff.
Ah.
I'm not sure how corn whiskey tastes, so use your imagination.
It's basically a step down from moonshine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's alcohol.
Although I've had potato vodka and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That would be a good mixing drink, and I pass it back. Strong.
You're tougher than I am. He'll look at it. Well,
dilute it with enough, soda or something. It'll probably taste all right.
Well, you
I
know what?
diluted mine with orange juice.
Ooh, orange juice. He'll kind of hail the bartender.
And one of his subservients comes by. What
We
can I get you?
yeah, can we get some orange juice here and maybe a few glasses?
Right away. Would you like a picture or just a few glasses of it?
Pitcher, please.
Coming right up. They'll go replicate it, and then a few minutes they'll bring it around.
I'll turn to Haas. Have you had orange juice before?
Orange juice? No, I don't. I know of it, but I haven't really had it. No. There was a variety of fruits and vegetables rolled on the colony that my mother, my human mother, was on as a science officer.
So he's pouring everyone some orange juice and putting a little bit of corn whiskey in there. I'll just say, well, it has the consistency of blood wine, and it's a lot sweeter. I'll take a drink.
She will set her blood wine down and try it. Yes, definitely sweeter. Has a distinct aftertaste. Very acidic.
Yeah, one of my favorite fruits, actually. I'll take another drink.
Alrighty, so for the sake of moving forward, we'll go ahead and jump to the next day. I just grabbed some background music. We'll have... Where did this one go? There it is. The captain outside Keller's office the next day.
She chimes the door.
Come. And inside the office, you see the admiral talking with two Klingons. Ah, Captain, come in.
Admiral?
Ooh, what is his name? Captain, I'd like to introduce you to Ambassador Takato and Captain Orticon. Wow, I could have picked a better Klingon name than that.
A pleasure to meet both of you.
Captain, I have no doubt that you've heard the report from the monitor.
Yes, we picked it up a little while ago. A couple of days ago, I think.
If it is indeed true that the Ebon Expanse expansion is not a natural occurring phenomenon, we feel that it is best to get to the bottom of it, especially with how far the Ebon Expanse expanded recently.
Yes, indeed. 5 light year expansion from its original radius. Roughly doing the math in my head at the moment, but that's a lot of cubic light years.
The Klingon will speak up. It's pretty big. Enough to get the Klingons to turn an eye toward it.
Well, considering the Ebon Expanse is nowhere near Klingon space, I'm surprised that you've taken an interest in it.
And the ambassador speaks up. This wasn't exactly my idea. Your Commander Vogel can be quite persuasive.
She just gives a slight smile.
Regardless, I have convinced the Klingon Empire to spare a single ship to this Ebon Expanse crisis you're experiencing. I have decided that that ship shall be the Yatem, captained by Orticon here. It would be an honor, Ambassador. Captain, we felt that it would be best if we would send you and the Yatem into the Ebon Expanse and see if you can't find out what's causing this. Confirm whether it is natural or a man-made object.
I believe the report stated from Captain Newton that the expansion wave came from the center, if I'm not mistaken.
Initial reports is showing that that is indeed the case, yes.
So our objective is to head to the center of the expanse and investigate.
Exactly. We understand that communication from inside the expanse may be next to impossible. We felt that if whatever is in there is a threat, that it would be prudent to have at least 2 vessels trying to determine what's going on. And with most of our fleet tied up in the Inerthian evacuation, we felt that your ship and the Yatem would be good choices.
Well, I am honored, Admiral, and my crew stands ready to embark on this journey. I, however, have to ask, why are the Klingons taking such an interest in this? She kind of looks to the ambassador on it.
He'll look. If this is a artificial phenomenon, It may eventually threaten the borders of the Klingon Empire. And besides, if the Federation beckons the Empire for assistance, no one is to say that Takato will not answer that call.
Can I get an insight check on that?
Sure. I'll make it a post. I'm trying to think what the opposed would be. Would it still be Insight Command? No.
Maybe he gets his presence command
All right.
or control, depending on how if he's hiding anything, really.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll make it opposed. An opposed roll.
Would you take composure as a focus? He's like trying to compose himself like differently, or I think he might be attempting to hide a little bit of his demeanor.
Sure.
Take a threat.
I'll spin it back. Since I used most of it in Glorious Battle.
3.
Gain a momentum.
Will we get a scene change?
I was gonna say no.
Okay, let's make sure my count's right. Yes, do I feel like he's like holding back and not telling the whole truth? I do have cold reading for a talent, which during a social conflict, 1 bonus momentum must gain essentially a bonus momentum for
obtain information, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Does his demeanor suggest, I know, like, given what you've already told me, that he feels like could be being pressured by the Empire, or if this is something more on like his will? Okay, I'm probably not going to answer any more questions. I'm gonna hold on to the moment then. But okay. Very well. Ambassador will be happy to work with the ship name I've already forgotten.
Yatem.
We'll be happy to work with the Atem.
And we look forward to working with one of the best Starfleet has to offer, Captain.
Oh, I see my name is legendary now.
I took the liberty of looking at your files. If I am to be working this closely with you,
Yet I know so little about you.
well, I am available if you wish to ask me any questions, Captain. After all, we may have to come to each other's aid in this expanse if it's as deadly as they claim.
How about dinner? We can discuss our mission and get to know each other a little bit more.
I look forward to it.
As do I.
Well, if you'll excuse me, Admiral Ambassador. I believe I have a ship to repair and dinner to dress for. And the Admiral and the Ambassador nod, and he walks out. Captain, until later.
Until later. The ambassador's still there?
I can make him leave. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have other duties to attend to.
Pleasure meeting you, Ambassador.
And he'll just kind of give like a little grunt. Huh.
He's holding back on us, Admiral.
If you have any insights, Captain.
I got the feeling in his, at least, demeanor that he's not as forthcoming with me. It's kind of odd for a Klingon vessel to go on a scientific endeavor.
Yes, the aid we requested was for aid in the evacuation. Why the interest in the Ebon Expanse?
Maybe the Klingons know something we don't.
All the more reason to keep an eye on them.
Well, hopefully the captain of the Yatem will enlighten me a little bit.
I know we're sending you back into a very dangerous situation, Captain, but if nothing else, they were right on one thing. If this continues to expand, it could become very dangerous for this region of space.
I agree. Though I do have a favor to ask.
Name it, Captain.
I need a good babysitter. I don't think I feel too comfortable bringing my daughter along.
I understand. Do you have anyone in mind?
Garibaldi seems like a good candidate.
I'll get Lieutenant Vogel to give him the good news.
I'm sure he will be thrilled. Also, what about these reports of unexplained illnesses that I've read with ships, or well, with crew members from vessels within the Expanse?
Yes, I was going to get to that. Thank you for reminding me, Captain. The Nightingale has been working to determine to find a cure for that. And they believe they have something, a type of hypospray. I'm not too familiar with all the medical jargon, but they tell me it is useful in preventing the issues experienced from crews interacting with the Ebon Expanse. The data in the hypospray mixture was going to be transported to your medical team. They should be able to replicate it on board their ship, on board your ship.
Excellent. I'll notify Commander Casey to start drawing up inoculation plans for inoculation. I cannot speak now.
I think we all understood what we were trying to say.
How about injections? Everyone's gonna get a shot, all right? Is there anything else, Admiral?
Nothing else, Captain.
Well, if you don't mind, I have some personal matters to deal with before dinner. Good day, Admiral.
Captain? All right, we'll head back to the mess hall. This is the next morning. There's only a few people in the mess hall at this hour. When the four of you sit at one of the tables, and all of you are extremely hungover from a night of drinking.
Ben will just say, well, so much for cutting that corn whiskey.
Indeed. Probably sure only had one glass of blood wine.
How are you feeling, Wagner?
There is a demented little gnome that has taken up residence inside of my skull, trying to beat its way out with a pickaxe.
It's certainly a poetic way of putting it.
Other than that, I'm great.
Grim, you look pretty good, all things considered.
Well, what can I say, Lieutenant? I'm used to this type of night. I will say this for Pearson's corn whiskey, it's not as bad as Cardassian Canar.
I don't know if there's anything that's as bad as Cardassian Canar.
You, who would drink that swill?
Cardassians?
Yeah, my point. Oh my. Well, I will just let McLeod inside take care of it. And work through it.
I am jealous of the Klingon metabolism.
Is quite remarkable. Hard to stop a Klingon, even when they're drunk. Quite surprised you survived your encounter there, Lieutenant.
Oh,
Well, the lieutenant is highly skilled in combat.
Well,
He
yes.
is security anyway.
Yeah, of course, yes. Which is probably what gave you your best chance. And I assume it was not lethal anyway. Did you use a holodeck or something?
we did, and yes,
That was probably very wise.
with a drunk Klingon getting on my face, that's the first thing I thought of is how do I keep myself alive in this situation?
That's good. I'm fond of my new crewmates. I would not like to see any of you armed, especially over some drunken foolery.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't too keen on it, but
Of course, it's not something Starfleet would recommend or encourage. So,
well, one thing I've learned being in this line of work is that when certain people decide to get aggressive, it's rare that they're going to stop until they find somebody to become aggressive with, especially in that state. And figured that might as well be
yeah,
the one to let them expend any aggressiveness.
yeah, you probably saved some ensign or something from getting seriously hurt by a drunken Klingon. So, could have been much worse, certainly. That would have put a stain on their visit and probably embarrassed the ambassador to no end.
True, and
And then there'd be honor there to settle as well.
true. And on the bright side, I guess I have a good story to tell. Nights like last night.
Well, I hope we can recover a little before we end up leaving the station. Probably something food-wise, what I hoped. Should have ate something last night rather than just drink the blood wine and that rather sweet, funky concoction you gave me.
Well, the lovely thing about that concoction is that you can have it for breakfast or late night. Ben will order some more orange juice from the lounge.
And I think Grim's going to order breakfast.
Wagner will take a coffee and something relatively bland and easy on the stomach for breakfast.
And they take all your order and come back with it a few minutes later. We'll skip ahead and we'll call it later that evening. Captain, you meet the Klingon captain in the lounge for the dinner you promised.
Can you write down his name for me?
Yep. Ortekan, something like that. However you would say that in Klingon.
So, Captain Ortekan, tell me, what brings you so far away from the Klingon Empire other than to do a routine survey?
My duty. The ambassador asked for a ship to be brought out here. We were chosen.
Do you normally engage in scientific activities, or you more of the warrior type?
My ship has served honorably in both the Dominion War and the conflict with the Federation. My crew have won many glorious battles. She is a fine ship, capable of withstanding anything the Ebon Expanse can possibly throw at her.
Well, let's hope for fruitful sailing and no road to Gethor.
It's unsettling that we have to speak like that. It would be not a glorious way to die. Eaten up by a mere anomaly.
Well, I'm sure the Atem is up to the challenge of navigating past the uncertain turbulent seas that are bound for us.
My ship will be ready, Captain. Ready to pull your ship out of the fire, as it were. And he kind of has a little belly laugh with that.
Not before I pull you out.
Well, Captain, I think that only means one thing. How about a nice friendly wager between two prominent captains?
Oh, and what do you have in mind?
3 cases of the finest blood wine to the first captain who can reach the center of this expanse.
I believe I have a few cases of 2356 lying around.
Fine year.
A gift from Chancellor Martok.
Then it would be an honor to win those cases from you.
Only if you promise to drink it with me when we arrive at the center.
He'll raise his little tankard. To victory, Captain.
To victory.
Why did I just delete his token?
I claim victory.
Someone else would be going out if he just disappeared like that, but... Well, Captain, this has been a fine meal we've shared.
It's been a while since I've had Targ.
Perhaps you should petition the station commander to make Klingon delicacies a permanent fixture to the station. Not that travesty of a food cart they have.
Well, perhaps a more convincing matter from a Klingon captain would be more persuasive than I. Considering that I, in the foreseen future, will probably most likely in deep space.
I as well. I have no interest in the small affairs of station business, where the Ferengi can sell their illicit goods at, where a mere merchant can set up shop, daily repairs to pitiful little ships.
Oh, something else going on after we reach the center? And deal with this troubling, insignificant problem.
I am a warrior, Captain. I belong on the frontier, finding new battles.
So tell me, Captain, revel me in one of your glorious battles.
It was a hard and long battle. The waning days of the Dominion assault on the Alliance assault on Cardassia itself. A whole squadron of Jem'Hadar fighters were flanking those devious Romulan fleet, chewing up their biggest capital ships. I piloted my ship, hunting each one of those Dominion fighters down, raining hellfire and destruction upon them, saving those pitiful Romulans. Entire wing of Romulan battle cruisers would be destroyed if it weren't for me and my ship. Every scar my ship has from that battle still remains as a monument to our glorious victory. You had better believe, Captain, that many songs are sung of that victory.
Indeed, as I was present for that whole entire engagement.
Tell me, Captain, tell me one of your glorious songs of victory.
Well, I have many songs of glorious victory, but one stands out that I think you might quite enjoy. I was tasked a few years ago to elicit the aid of the Klingon Empire once more against a foe of Orion pirates who certain destruction upon the Federation and eventually the Empire, using devious ways through poison and secrecy to bring an end to the Federation. And unfortunately, one of your senators was in league with these Orion pirates. I found out about his treachery and challenged him to a duel in the Great Hall in front of all the Klingons. A duel to the death. And needless to say, Captain, only one is still remaining standing to this day.
He takes his glass and starts clinking it on the table. So that was you! I thought I heard the song of the great and fearless Prax in the Great Hall.
Yes, it was indeed me. He met a... well... painful death at the end of my bat list. One that still hangs in my ready room today.
Surely a glorious weapon of that should be on your person all the time. Not collecting dust in some trophy case.
I have been known to take it out from time to time.
It is hard to believe that any Klingon, however, can engage in such Romulan subterfuge. It is unbecoming of a warrior. I hope you denied that traitor a glorious death.
I think he will be judged and tried in Grethor.
Well, Captain, this has been a very entertaining evening. But I do believe we have ships to prepare, and I have a bet to win.
See you at the finish line.
Will be my pleasure, Captain. To meet you there and drink of your Chancellor's private stock.
Indeed.
Qapla', Captain.
Qapla'.
And he'll walk out.
And yeah, she'll get ready to head back to the expedition.
Yep, I'm getting that set up now. All right, so later that evening, I would imagine, we'll have the briefing room aboard the ship, the meeting of the senior staff. Most of your ship's supplies have been restocked, the engineering stuff. Some medical supplies to help synthesize that stuff. The don't let your body pull apart from the inside stuff. And so, yeah, I'll leave it to you guys. This will be your opportunity to create any advantages, discuss strategies, and all that fun stuff. We will enter a new scene.
Yeah, I took the momentum away. I figured it was a new scene. Commander Krim, how is the ship?
All told, the ship is doing fairly well. We've had some minor adjustments to make with the EPS power grid to be able to sustain the higher output of warp for a prolonged period of time. But she's in good working order.
Sure up the structural integrity field, as well as our structure joints. We'll be heading into the expanse. And I'm sure all of you know about the reports coming from there with the gravimetric eddies and subspace ruptures. It is going to be a arduous journey, and our objective is to get to the center of the expanse. We will not be traveling alone. There will be a cleanup vessel, the TEM, that will be accompanying us.
So that is why they're here.
Lieutenant DeHaas, I would like you to enhance our sensors to give us a warning, a further warning on any sudden appearances of gravimetric eddies or subspace ruptures, and channel it through to the helm station to give Lieutenant Wagner here more time to avoid.
Yes, Captain.
Doctor, how are the preparations for the inoculations coming?
They are coming along nicely, Captain. The schematics and the instructions from the Nightingale are proving most effective. We should be able to start inoculations within a few hours.
Any side effects?
Maybe a few, maybe some itchiness around the injection site, Captain, but nothing too concerning.
Very good. Lieutenant Bedden, make sure you have all technical profiles available for any updated information we have on this scavenger race that's been spotted around the Ebon Expanse.
Will do, Captain. I'll see to it.
And Lieutenant Wagner, brush up on your piloting skills. May want to run some simulations to help with your reaction time.
Of course, Captain. I'll book the extra simulator hours now.
the Klingons are helping on this us on this one. I don't want to be at the end of their tractor beam. Do what prep work you need to do, and hopefully this will be a safe journey for us all. There's no further questions. You're dismissed.
Thank you, sir. And Beden will get up and see to the orders the captain gave him.
The cast will get up and do the same. So, see about enhancing the sensors.
Alrighty. So yeah, let me know what you guys are wanting to do. I'll just kind of throw on the bridge scene. Yeah, this is the opportunity to prepare, get any advantages before we start heading out toward the expanse.
What kind of extra supplies are we getting?
Mostly in line of extra engineering stuff. You know, shield packs, warp coils, impulse drives, stuff like that. You know, things to keep the ship the ship in top repair, as well as a few extra medical supplies, you know, with going into an unknown area of space. Did I come through?
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't have anything so like that I'm gonna want to roll, but pretty sure everyone else does.
Yeah, I guess I'll start then. See about enhancing the sensors for detecting those anomalies and other things that the captain requested. So I can then patch it in with the helm as well. So
right.
Rainer can keep us alive.
Yep, this is probably going to be an insight, engineering, or science. I'm going to make this a difficulty 3 for the tie-in to con.
Difficulty 3, huh? Well, I don't have a sensors focus, so we take computers.
No.
Alright. I'll give you one threat. And can I use an advantage to lower the difficulty by 1?
What advantage?
Alright. Never mind. Reroll that one from hold. Oh, alright.
Results stand.
Actually, I think I have. Talent. Yeah, I'll use technical expertise to reroll. That reroll the 20 again? Or not?
No, because the
No.
ship's not assisting you with that. You're doing the thing to the ship.
Oh, okay.
Like the ship's not the ship's not assisting you in doing adjustments to itself.
Yep, alright. Fair enough. Yep, I guess it's standing then.
All right. You feel you've adjusted the sensors as much as you can. You maybe got them, a little better, but you pretty much feel you're hit your max on that. But you still were able to tie it into the con. You're able to get sensors also reading to the con as well.
Alright. I will send my report to the captain so she knows that's been completed.
All right, who's next?
I can do mine next.
All right, what were you doing?
Captain directed me to essentially have blueprints at the ready and analysis and scans for those, I guess, Soquai vessels.
Not them. The vultures.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Alrighty. This I'm gonna spend some thread on this because why not? This will be an insight or reason security. Difficulty 3, and I'll let you be assisted by the computer security.
Cool. Well, first of all, take a threats.
Gimme.
I have a threat. Unless you'll take investigative techniques by chance.
I will.
Ooh, nice. Thank you. All right, we'll see what happens. Damn.
Okay, gain 2. Then we just need the ship. I don't think they wrote logs from Thursday. All right, so ultimately you gain 3. So as you're trying to investigate the technology of the vulture race, you do notice that there has recently been an analysis done of one of the vulture shuttles that was captured by the Gungnir. In it are detailed schematics of how their ships are laid out. Their ships are really basically cobbled together from salvage from other ships. So it looks really hodgepodge together. You notice that the The weapon and the shielding tech are pretty much on par with Federation standards. They do seem to have upgraded sensors in order to locate potential salvage, as well as better tractor beams to tractor said salvage. But other than that, their ships are pretty limited. Limited computer processing, limited range. The shuttles are really meant to, be attached to a larger vessel.
Cool. Yeah, Bedden will report that to the captain.
And if there was anything else you're asking, or if you want to ask questions about that, you have the momentum and such.
Yeah. So given that they're cobbled together, I imagine that there would probably be some challenges fitting pieces of vessels together that aren't supposed to go together. Does that equal any sort of like structural issues that we could exploit in the firefight?
Potentially. Obviously, every ship would be different, but you do think that if you were to, look for like a structural defect or a structural thing you could exploit, it might even hit the ship harder than normal.
Gotcha. But that would be on an like individual ship basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm saying is I'll make your scan for weakness hit harder.
Nice. Yeah, I'll take it.
That seems like a good advantage creation with what you were doing.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next. Basically reinforcing the structural integrity of the ship.
Alrighty. This is going to be control or daring engineering. I spent threats again to make this a difficulty 3.
Okay. Give me just a second. Roll 20 refreshed on me.
Yay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you said control or daring, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I might just roll this in Discord so I've got it. Done. And you said difficulty 3.
Yep.
Oh, now I gotta remember how to do that. Let's see. We do have a momentum, correct?
You have 5 of them.
Oh, 5 momentum. Then I'll take 2 of that and give you 1 threat.
All the threat I'm going to throw into Wagner's simulation.
Yeah, that might not be right. Give me just a second.
I know she's still here. I just don't know what the command is.
Yeah. Okay. That was close. That'd be 3 successes and a complication.
All right. Doing anything with the comp?
Yeah, that's a reroll with my bold. Ah. And that turns into another success.
All right.
And
Gain
hold
a
on a
momentum.
second.
Yep. Gain a
No,
momentum.
because environmental hazards would not qualify as a.
No.
So, yeah.
So you start looking through some of the ship's systems, and you do find some like some secondary systems that aren't really critical, that don't see much use. They could transfer power from those systems into your structural integrity field, thus boosting your resistance while inside the Ebon Expanse by 1. Alrighty, who is next?
I guess I can go next. I'll be designing and then running flight simulations, both for myself and the other con officers who work helm when I'm not on shift.
All right. So I'll throw all of these tokens into the GM layer, giving you the bridge by yourself, basically, to run the simulation.
Cool.
So basically, you're on the holodeck.
Yeah.
Let me pull up my handy dandy sheet here. All right, so the computer is simulating the potential environmental hazards from inside the Ebon Expanse. Extrapolated from sensor data and readings from a ship called the Tenshi. A few sensor probe data, scans taken along the borders, so that they extrapolated some type of program. You start running the program, and as soon as you start running it, you're running the ship in low warp, and the first thing you notice is that the ride is rather bumpy. The inertial dampers are firing. They're trying to adjust, but they're not really. And then as you keep piloting, all of a sudden the inertial dampers will be fine. It's a smooth ride. And then, they'll start going again. You'll have that rocky ride.
All right.
And then as you're going, you notice on your sensor readouts a gravimetric wave that seemingly came out of nowhere, heading right toward your ship.
Is there time to take evasive action and avoid the wave?
You can try. I'll make it a daring or control con difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensors con.
Alrighty. I'll go ahead and spend a threat. I assume helm operations counts?
Yes.
Okay. I will roll one of those non-successes.
I just need engines con.
Yeah.
Oh, you gave me a threat, right?
Yeah, I did.
I was looking at my sheet and didn't hear you. All right, you gain 1.
Yep.
So yeah, your ship, you drop the ship quickly out of warp, and you position the ship using your impulse and thrusters to try to line it up with the wave so that you take the least amount of damage. And as the wave strikes the ship, you notice that there is a higher than normal drain on the ship's power reserves.
Can I run a diagnostic to figure out why that happened?
Yeah. Give me. I'm going to make this one difficult, though. This is going to be a diff 4. This is probably going to be insights, and I'll take engineering science. I'll even take con.
Sweet. I will use con. That is much better for me than the other 2 options. What's the difficulty?
4.
Okay. Alrighty, enjoy another threat, and I will spy a second die with momentum. I don't think I have any. I don't have any focuses that would apply, so there we go. And what was it the ship assists with? Computers. Was it?
Computers. I go computers con.
Oh, computers gone. Okay.
All right. Looking at the diagnostics, you determine that as that gravimetric wave hits your ship, if you don't hit the wave in the proper way, that it has the potential to knock out one of your ship's systems.
Oh, okay.
But because you're able to basically point the ship in the proper direction to hit the wave, you're able to avoid that. But if you were to get it wrong, it has a potential to knock out a critical ship system.
Gotcha. And can I turn that into a standard protocol or something to assist other pilots with navigating through those ways?
It's probably going to be an advantage creation there.
Yeah.
So you could either roll for it or give me the momentum. Oh, right. Gained 1.
All right. How much momentum does it cost to buy an advantage?
2.
All right. I'll roll the or I'll spend the momentum.
All right. So moving forward, any con task to try to avoid that roll will be reduced by 1.
Great. And
Anything else you want to do on the holodeck?
no, my main goal with this was to try to make an advantage to help us with our navigation, so that works.
Alrighty. And then I think I have to go to the ready room then. I don't think I have a token prepared for you, Prex, but on your laptop here, you see your father.
It's been a while, Dad.
Ezreal, this is a pleasant surprise.
Well, it's going to be a bit of a shock for you since I've never really haven't talked to you in a few years, but I have a child.
A child? I didn't even know you were pregnant.
It's complicated, Dad. But currently, while she's staying, with me and on my ship, you'll be staying with a friend while I go on. It's sort of a dangerous mission, and if anything were to happen to me, I gave instructions for her to be sent to Trill to be in your care. Well, you and Mom's care.
Well, of course. But you shouldn't need to have the child stay with a friend. Should have our grandchild come home now. We could take care of it while you're on these dangerous missions. You know plenty well that growing up on a starship is not the best place for a child.
It says it's coming from the man that took me on all his trips from Trill.
And how much danger did I put you in?
I don't know. The Cardassians attacking the survey vessel we were on and hunkering down a cave when I was a teenager. That was quite the trip. We're so lucky the Valor came and rescued us that day.
See, no place for a child. They'll be much safer here on Trill.
Honestly, Dad, I don't think I could be without her.
And now you understand why I dragged you along with me to all those trips.
I was also pretty persistent, too.
So when are you going to let us meet our grandchild?
Won't I get a chance to head back up that way? Currently, I'm pretty far out from Trill. But her name is Kesri.
You must send us pictures.
I'll forward you some photos before we depart.
I would like that.
But we'll be out of communication range for a while. I'm not sure how long, but if I don't return, then there's a good chance something happened.
So how bad is it? You don't normally call like this.
This place has been known to take ships apart. It took apart my previous posting, the vessel that I commanded on, and I let go. It ripped it into pieces, and that was a pretty big ship. But this ship, this crew, it's a good crew. I think we'll make it out, but I think I need to make this phone call. Sorry, this subspace call, to be precise.
Be careful out there, Azrael. I know you have your duties and responsibilities, but remember, you have a child now. Before you rush off and do something foolhardy, which you're known to do from time to time, you need to think on your child and do everything you can to get back to it.
There's not a day that crosses my mind.
When this is over, you'd better take time to come visit us. You're a captain, surely you can make that happen.
Starfleet doesn't particularly like their captains running wild with their ships, but I'm sure I can eventually find my way up there. If anything, they'll be always communicate over subspace. I'm sure she will love to meet you.
Next time, let's not try to hide this from us, huh?
I gotta have my secrets, Dad.
Sorry, was that it? You halfway cut out.
I gotta have my secrets too, Dad.
But this is a big one.
I know, and I have a very good reason for it. I can't explain it right now.
You will one day.
I gotta go. I gotta get the expedition prepared for departure. Tell Mom I said hi.
When are you two gonna make up?
When she apologizes to me.
You know how stubborn your mother can be.
I'm not the one that made the fuss.
You're more alike than you care to admit, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about. Have a good evening.
Don't forget to send me those pictures.
I won't. And
Love
she-
you, Azrael.
Love you too, Dad.
And the screen goes up.
And then she's gonna have to trot her child over to Garibaldi and say, "Hey, you better keep a good eye on my kid while I'm gone."
Yeah, I think that sounds like a quick scene at the start on Thursday.
Yes, that would be a quick scene at the start of Thursday.
Alrighty, so I think we'll bring it back to the briefing room. Everyone has had a good chance to run their simulations, get all the information. The medical team has started giving the inoculations to all the crew. In fact, Dr. McKenzie brought the inoculations to the senior staff since you've all been busy. And as the meeting's going, she's been giving everybody their shots. So you can report your findings to the captain.
I'm testing the sensors as best as I think I can do, Captain. And have sent that information to Winder so she can hopefully avoid any anomalies or eddies that we encounter.
The structural integrity field has also been enhanced of the ship, Captain. It should make us less susceptible to damage in the expanse.
Captain, I've analyzed the ships of that unidentified race. Based on our knowledge, their construction is rather hodgepodge in nature, to be quite honest. They seem to have weapons and defensive capabilities on par with our technology. And their tractor beaming technologies and other things seem to be a little bit more advanced than ours, thus helping them with their ability to put things together that shouldn't go together. But I was able to discover a few potential weaknesses that we could exploit based on that combining of different ship types that might be handy when we scan these vessels in potential combat.
Well, excellent work, everyone. And Lieutenant Wagner, how's your simulation training going?
Good. I was able to uncover that the gravitational waves in the expanse can run the risk of overloading ship systems and shutting them down if you hit them the wrong way. So with the other helm officers, we've devised a maneuver that should allow us to navigate the waves in a more safe manner.
Excellent job, everyone. I was going to wait to tell everyone on this, though the captain of the Tim has made a bet with me. 3 cases of blood wine. 3 cases. I hope we definitely will win. It's the first ship that reaches the center of the expanse.
And we'll turn to Haas. I just can't seem to get away from this stuff, can I?
It doesn't look like it, Lieutenant Min.
When it comes to Klingons, Lieutenant, be assured Bloodwine is following.
I mean, I'm all for blood wine, Captain. But
It's
hopefully
a
this will not be something else concerning the Klingon, and they'll be honorable in this bit.
I don't think the captain of the M10 will act in a dishonorable fashion for just a simple friendly bet on 3 cases of blood wine. Well, if there is nothing else and the rest of the crew is inoculated, Doctor, I think we are ready to depart.
The rest of the crew should be inoculated fully by the time we reach the expanse, Captain.
Thank you, Doctor. Well, if there is nothing else to add to this meeting, you're all dismissed. We will depart at 1400 hours.
All right, we'll do the final little thing I have planned. Here, everyone's on the token. All right, it's about near the time for the departure.
On screen.
Captain Prax, all preparations have been made on my vessel.
We're just about ready to get underway, Captain. I was going to signal you. You do me the honor of communicating first.
Consider this the first part of our victory.
Well, Captain, safe travels.
And to you too, Captain. I would like to wish you luck in our wager.
Don't worry, Captain. 3 cases of blood wine are safely stored aboard my ship. I just hope you do me the honor of knowing that there's 3 cases of blood wine on yours.
And he'll kind of look behind and he'll show the cases of blood wine on his bridge. I am a man of my word, Captain.
Wasn't suspecting otherwise.
So how do you want to start this, Captain? Should we count? Should we just go?
Ops, open the channel to Deep Space 17.
Opening channel to Deep Space 17.
Yep. This is Deep Space 17. Go ahead.
Odd request, Commander Vogel. But would you do us the honors to give us a count to 10? Well, counting down from 10, please.
A count?
Humor me, Commander.
Vogel just kind of shake her head. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. And we'll call that the end of In Collaboration With.